It's May the 20th, 2011. It's been a while since I've made a video. So much has been going on in our world. It seems events are speeding up, becoming more frequent, more intense, more noticeable. It's hard for one to even get their composure long enough to collect their thoughts, to even really present a video these days that can encompass everything going on. So instead, I'm just going to focus on the most significant thing at the moment. There seems to be some underlying implication to Obama's recent speech and the response of Israel toward it. On May 19th, 2011, he suggested Israel to pull its borders back to their pre-Six-Day War state. There's an idea among the Zionists that whatever the United States does to Israel or to Zion should or will be done to the United States. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit and the implications associated with the recent speech to essentially divide the land of Israel. The last time a U.S. president made such a proposal was in 1991, George Herbert Walker Bush, Daddy Bush, at the Madrid Peace Conference in Madrid, Spain. As he was making this speech, as is pointed out in a book titled As America Has Done to Israel, as he was making this speech, an abnormal storm formed in the North Atlantic. And I don't know if it was during the speech, but probably that same day, for sure. This storm sent 30-foot waves crashing into his home, destroying it. All but the foundation and the frame were destroyed. So essentially, one might say that that was the first Madrid Fault, okay? Daddy Bush was in Madrid, Spain, and he created a fault or a flaw in the United States' relationship with Zion. Now with Obama, we have the new Madrid Fault. Essentially, Obama has created a kind of new Madrid Fault, conceptually speaking, his speech being so similar to the general concept of Daddy Bush's speech at the Madrid Peace Conference in dividing the land of Israel. Essentially, this would be considered another mistake as far as the Zionists are concerned, another mistake on the part of U.S. leadership and the United States itself. As is done unto Israel, so shall be done to the United States. Could it be that the United States will be physically divided? We sought to divide the state of Israel. There's so much going on right now at the New Madrid Fault. It's interesting how national level exercise 2011 coincides very nicely with all of this. It's also interesting that the Israeli media knew the content of Obama's speech prior to him giving it, well ahead of time, at least ahead of time enough for the publication Yedioth Ahronoth, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that totally right, but a news publication in Israel that published the general content of Obama's May 19th speech on May 17th. So how far ahead of time the Israelis knew about the content of the speech can be wondered about. Another interesting thing is how Obama, ironically, or maybe on purpose, I don't know, used the term fault lines in his speech when referring to shifty political environments. So there's a lot of interesting things going on here. I hope you're keeping up with the ideas. Play with the idea. See what conclusion you come to. Another interesting thing that I've been thinking about too is this Harold Camping guy and his May 21st prediction. Of course, I personally don't believe that he's a prophet, but I do believe it's possible he has gotten some inside information from some source that has led him to come to this May 21st conclusion and given him the opportunity to present himself as a prophet. I don't know for sure if something's going to happen on May 21st, but there seems to be so much correlation with events surrounding that date that, in my mind, it is quite a possibility. Especially if you've watched videos by Henning Kimner and Dutch Sense and some others out there, you may know what I'm talking about. So, Lindsey Williams is an example of a pastor who does get inside information, although he admits that he gets inside info. In fact, he's often mentioned a phone call that he had with one of his elitist acquaintances who basically came right out and told him, "Hey, Lindsey, how would you like to be a prophet?" And at that point began to divulge all kind of inside information to Lindsey. Of course, Lindsey seems to have enough of a sense of shame to where he has not presented himself as a prophet, but can the same be said for Harold Camping? Harold Camping did make a bad call back in 1992 saying that there would be some apocalypse or Armageddon or something in September of 1994, and of course that didn't come to pass. So his self-image was probably damaged by that, and perhaps he's found some opportunity to remedy that. I don't know that he's getting inside information, but I would assume, based on the events going down right now, that perhaps he has. Or maybe he's just making another bad call. There's no way to tell beyond retrospect. On Sunday, maybe we'll be able to know. So that's really about all. Oh, I wanted to mention one other thing. I was watching a video clip of Harold Camping in 1992, in which it was pointed out that he was in possession of Jim Jones' old camera equipment. Now, for those who have done any research on Jim Jones, there is some obvious and admitted CIA connections to the entire Jim Jones operation that was going on. Which leads me to wonder, okay, how did Harold Camping get a hold of Jim Jones' old camera equipment? Just wild speculation. Could it be that Harold Camping also has some strange CIA connections? It's possible. Again, no way to tell for sure, but I hope I've given you some interesting ideas to chew on. This is Future Brainstorm, and hope you tune in again.